audience. I mean, apart from whoever might be watching. Nefer's in here with me. She's sitting on the floor and she's all kind of kitty-loafed, and she's gazing over in the direction of the window. She's a little sick tonight, I think. Her tummy's upset because she threw up all of her white meat chicken that I gave her earlier, and that's kind of unusual for her, so I've got to keep an eye on her. But she just kind of has that kitty look on her face like, I'm miserable, love me. I don't want to pick her up though, in case her stomach's bothering her. The kitty that threw up all over YouTube. Anyway, just what you tuned in to hear about, huh? So, hey, I trimmed my beard. You like it? I was kind of inspired. I was inspired partly by Bob at Area 51, and partly by Sean Connery from Rising Sun. You know, the Rising Sun beard? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Makes all the difference. Yeah, you know, this is where I'd really like to be able to do a kick-ass Sean Connery impression, but I can't do it. I just always sucked at voices, you know? Like he'd say, you shock.
You know what's true? When something looks too good to be true, then it's not true.
You know, this is a little harder to do than my movie reviews, because I don't have a movie sitting here with me going, okay, this is a movie and this is what I think. As a matter of fact, if I can play critic, right, you be one arrogant son of a bitch who's never made a movie in his life, and I'll be another, and we'll argue about what's good and bad. Self-critic for a minute. It's my Friday movie review things. I mean, I think they come out okay. They come out better than I think they will initially. But I keep thinking I'm doing too many movies. I'm doing, 3 movies is too much for 10 minutes, and I actually only end up doing a superficial job. Then again, I'm concerned that if somebody hasn't seen the movie, I don't want to go too much into the movie and spoil it for those who might not have seen it. So I'm kind of in a quandary, So I'm still trying to kind of work that out in my head. We'll see what happens. It's, this whole thing is kind of mutating as I go.
Oh no! It's mutating!
Well, I'm really glad that my Spud TV clips were so popular, the ones that I uploaded, the highlights and lowlights. That was a lot of fun back then, about 15 years ago. I was going a little Bananarama crazy with my video camera that Patricia got for me, and I was making all these little skits and all these little blackouts and all these little, goofy clips and music videos for my friends. We were living in Idaho at the time. Pat was teaching at the university, and all my friends were in California, so I would send them tapes with all these goofball things on them, and kind of raided the archives and was able to transfer a little bit of it. So that was cool to be able to share with you guys, and I appreciate the reaction. I don't know, Mr. Chin might need to resurface here sometime. Maybe he'll be a little grayer around the edges though.
I shall return.
Hey, do you know what? It's only 9 months until Halloween. It is. Well, of course, I'm counting February because it's just started, and then you have to count October as well because Halloween's at the end of the month, and you got to count that. And so 9 months until Halloween. And now I'm looking because Nefer's investigating. She's being very inquisitive. I'm just making sure she doesn't want to get out. I don't want to hold her in here against her will like I'm holding you guys. Okay. So.
Oh, you're a monster.
Oh, you know what? I was working on some some discs for a friend of mine, my friend Faith. I've been sharing a lot of my favorite horror movies, or I should say movies that I think she would be interested in, because she's a big book person, but she hasn't seen a lot of horror movies. So hey, I'm the horror movie pimp daddy. That's the way it goes. But I was working on some discs for her of films that aren't horror movies. I know that's kind of strange. It's like, I also did a tour of our place that I'll show as a separate upload earlier today, where I show you my other movies that aren't horror movies. And I know you'll be shocked that I've got them. But I do. But the theme that I was kind of working on was that of the outsider. Those people within society who don't fit in. Do we know who we are? Yes? Some of us? Ha! Outsider hell. I'm a hermit. I'm staying in here where it's warm. Okay? Well, two of my favorites, and two of the main ones that I was including for her, Faith, is this little double feature of Harold and Maude, which is a classic. It's getting to be quite an old movie now. And Gypsy 83. And while they're not horror movies, they have a darkness to them that I'm really drawn to. Very dark. They're not, serial killer dark or anything like that. It's nothing like that. They're just quirky and really sort of out of the ordinary. Yeah. So that's fun. That's been kind of fun. Because whenever I, do these movies for people and stuff, it gives me an opportunity to kind of rediscover them myself, to kind of review them. Oh, did I say that it's only 9 months until Halloween? You can never say it too many times. Well, I guess our dry spell, or our temporary dry spell, is over for the time being. We haven't had much of any rain. It would be misting and stuff like that, but we hadn't had much of any rain for the past week or so. And the winds have died down, which is really nice, because I don't get blown away when I'm going up and down the stairs, when I have to go out, when the hermit goes out. Hey, there's a title for a movie, When the Hermit Goes Out. In a world where a man's worth is measured by how many parties he's invited to on a Friday night, one man stands up for what's right. When the Hermit Goes Out, rated R for repulsive. But, it's raining huge, massive, frozen droplets of water, or it has been. It might have quieted down a little bit now, which is nice. So I won't be going out in that if I can help it. No, I'm staying in here where it's warm, unless I absolutely have to. Unless Pat says, go. She made me go pay the rent earlier. She might think it's something else. Go out and blah, 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 blah. Do it now. Get out. Do it. Okay, well, oh, and just so we're clear, I'm going to really hear about this really lame impression I did of Pat. When she sees this, she's going to, I don't sound like that. I don't even sound like that. The way you're talking right now, I don't sound like that. What the hell's wrong with you? Come over here so I can box your ears. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess that's about all the time I have here right now, so I should sign off, because whenever I load this stuff into the editor, it's like way over the limit. I have to cut. I have to pull out bits where I've lost my train of thought. Everywhere I can get a few seconds out. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time here at the crypt.